So yeah, I had like the best college experience everybody has, like partying, a lot of dancing. When I first started getting letters to pay back my loans, like right after I graduated, I straight up ignored them. I straight up ignored that ish. Life is short. Let's have fun. Let's do crazy-ish. Okay, so we're doing this. Hello everyone. So I'm a little nervous today because I have like money issues in my body. My heritage passed on the scarcity mindset. For the past like 8 years, I guess, I've been neglecting paying back my student loans. Thankfully, I haven't made enough money that like I was required to make payments. I'm starting this series where I'm going to pay back my student loans doing theater acting jobs because I have a theater degree from UC Davis. Yes, thank you. I have about $40,000 in debt from this theater degree. Obviously, it's gonna take a lot of theater jobs to get it done. I know I can do it. I just need something to ground myself and to make me do it. So I'm gonna do it here. But today I kind of wanted to tell the story of my education because it leads up to me getting a theater degree, which I don't really need a theater degree. So my story is as old as time. In high school, and I loved math and I loved science, and I got pretty much straight A's. My mom was a nurse. My father had passed away at that point. I really loved math and biology, and everyone around me, like all the adults, were so excited for me. They're like, she loves math. These are the things you're forcing me to do. If I have to pick one that's kind of fun, it's math because it's like a puzzle. So I went to UC Davis and I entered as a biological sciences major because that's what everyone was telling me to do. Do biology. Do science. And I did love theater at the time. I had only done original theater in a couple of plays, never musicals. And for a year and a half, I took general ed classes. I didn't really have a plan or a mindset going into this biological sciences major. I just knew that I was good at this system. I mastered the system at my high school, so I could just master this one, get good grades, and somebody will pretty much tell me which career. And then I took my first acting class. It was a voice technique class, Lisa Linklater, and at the end we had a final project and I performed a monologue. That final project, I performed my monologue, I got on my bike, as you do in Davis, and I biked away and I was like, whoa, like, I feel different today. I feel like myself. I feel free. I feel love. I feel joy. I feel happy. I feel excited. It's because I performed that monologue in front of like 10 people. I felt it in my body that I should do theater. So I was at UC Davis, so I was like, okay, well, I'm switching to theater. And I vividly remember my mother on the phone with me, and I was like, I'm switching my major to theater, and she's like, but what are you going to do for money? And I was just like, what are you talking about? This is a college. We have a theater department. Why would they have a theater department if like people didn't go somewhere with it? And I wasn't really money focused. I didn't even know that people did theater like as a profession. All I knew were 9-to-5 jobs, like teachers, doctors, nurses. I didn't know that it was possible to make money doing theater. But because it was like a major at my school, I just trusted it and I was like, I'm gonna do this. This is what my body's telling me to do. So yeah. I had like the best college experience everybody has, like partying, a lot of dancing. I made so many friends. I was really living my best life. I studied abroad in Greece doing theater. It was wonderful, darling. I wasn't too worried about graduating, but everyone else around me seemed to be. I went into my advisor for all the requirements to graduate, and he checked it. He's like, good job. And then he got on my stuff. He's like, you're ready to go. I just want to say something to you. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, this is coming out of nowhere. But he was like, don't think your acting degree is worthless. You're gonna get a job. These skills are transferable. And then he's like, don't get discouraged. And I was just like, I'm not discouraged, but you seem to be discouraged for me. Should I be worried about this? Everyone started to like gook. I wish I could have just stood in my ground and my power more and believed that I could do a bunch of things that I knew I could do. I think I magnetized all these like bad mindsets around me. So I gave myself like one chance to audition for professional theater in Sacramento. Something I didn't learn at Davis was that there's like piano etiquette when you go into a musical theater audition. And me, first professional audition, going in, so nervous. I was gonna sing Stepsister's Lament from Cinderella, and I went up to the pianist. He was like, what's the tempo? Like, da, 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 da. And I was like, yeah. Like, I didn't know how to conversate with him or like what was important or what he needed to know about my audition. He played it so fast. And looking back, I think I might have offended him somehow or like spoken down to him because he played it so fast. I practiced it really slow, like, I wanna follow what a girl like her. It was so embarrassing, and the director, I'm never gonna forget his face. He was just like, it was so embarrassing. That was the one shot I gave myself with doing professional theater. And then I was like, I'm gonna go find a job. And I low-key like gave up after that. I was like, okay, theater isn't something I do for money. And then I do remember graduating. I didn't even walk because I guess I was mad at myself for not taking into account my future and what I was gonna do. And I vividly remembered wishing I could disappear. And then I loved dancing so much. Somebody sent me a wildebeest video. It was this one right here, and I was so inspired, and I was like, I need to learn how to do these things. Like, I'm gonna die someday. When is my body ever gonna be in this shape again? This is like the prime time of my life. I want to study dance. I want to have a conservatory for myself. So then I moved to New York City. New York is like a whole different struggle. I kind of made a video about that, but there's so much to say about New York. I mean, I had a wonderful time in New York, but I didn't manifest what I truly wanted. So when I first started getting letters to pay back my loans, like right after I graduated, I straight up ignored them. I straight up ignored that ish. It was crazy. Girl, I don't know how to make money. This is my first job. How am I gonna pay back $300 a month? So I ignored them. Don't do that, kids. Don't do that, kids. My credit score went down. I mean, actually, I didn't want the things most people wanted in life. Like, I didn't want a car, I didn't want a house. It wasn't that bad for me, but don't do that. But nowadays, like, sometimes I do pay off a little bit of my loans, and it just ends up being like interest that I'm paying off. I have never, ever tried to chip at it. Ever. Like, what? I'm earning money. I need to buy, like, Ivy Park, you know what I'm saying? So from here on out, every theater job that I get, I'm gonna try my hardest to get the paying gigs, and I'm gonna have to work other jobs on the side as well. I'm going to take all the money that I earn from that acting theater job, and I'm gonna put it towards my student loans, and I wanna see like how long it takes. This is mostly an exercise for me to get into the groove of doing theater again, because it's what I love, it's what I'm passionate about. And I'm not counting teaching theater, because I know that teaching is a whole other beast of its own, and I have teaching experience, and I was like trained as a teacher. Teaching theater, I feel like that's more teaching than the knowledge that I have from my degree, which is acting. How to break down a script and how to deliver lines and things like that and analyze a character. I want this money to only come from those skills. I am showing everyone that this is possible. Of course, mostly myself that it's possible. That advisor dude and like people who have these mindsets about like having to make money in this world, and I'm just trying to break down the paradigm for myself and my family, because I do not want to pass down this stupid trauma, this scarcity trauma to my kids and my nephew and nieces. So this is the part where I paid off. Okay, I'm just adding up how much loans I have right now from my acting degree. This is the amount we're starting with. $39,743. That's the amount that I took out while I was at UC Davis getting a theater degree. I just did a project in my hometown. I think we rehearsed, from like mid-April to about mid-June. We had to shut down because of COVID, and I saved all my money from that. And this is how much I earned, $2,530. So today we are paying $2,530. Here we go, B. I'm going to make a payment. How do I make a payment? I don't even know how to use this. I don't even know. So today, schedule a payment. Here we go. 2,530. Payment date? Sure. Do not advance my due date 1 month. I don't care what you do. All right, here we go. About to make this payment. Here we go. And I did it. I did it. It's funny because there's a part of me that says,
hold on to that money. I could do other things with that money.
But there's another part of me that's like, life is short. Let's have fun. Let's do crazy-ish. Let's flow with the breadcrumbs that are handed to us, that are in front of us. So let's go. That's it. I'm done. Thank you guys so much. If you stayed to the end of this video, please subscribe and see how long it takes me to pay off all this ish, because I don't know. They played with us and now I'm gonna play with them. That's how I see it. Thank you again so much for watching and have a blessed day.